who don't know and to some of the people who do know. My name is Billy Vincent, with a sin sign. If it ain't got a sin sign, then it ain't mine. I'm from Austin, and Austin, Texas, born and raised. I sing, rap, produce, write. I love to write, but yeah, I'm an artist. I would call myself an artist. I wouldn't call myself a musician because I don't play any fucking instruments. Much respect, much respect to the people who actually do. But no, I definitely consider myself an artist. Definitely consider myself a writer. Someone who produces songs, and like I just love music a lot. It's real head ass. It's real. You know what I'm saying? It's some real artist shit. But yeah, I like making music, and I think my music's pretty live. I'm looking forward to having a pretty good year. Last year was probably my best year as an artist, like as far as getting listens and fans and shows. Like I think I did like total maybe like 7 shows last year. So I know that's not like a lot. Like that's not like that may not be big to some people, but for me that was major last year. Like just doing shows all around Austin and shit. So and then I actually just booked a gig for South by Southwest on March 16th. So it's not an official joint, but it's a step. I'm gonna try to finagle my way into some other shows. Uh, like the homie Ed, like when she did like one show, and I looked up, she did 3 shows, she did 4 shows. I'm trying to do that type shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like 4 small shows equals one big show. You feel me? So I'm good with that.
Definitely. I feel like the unofficial South by Southwest shows are just as official. Like they're just as dope. Like at the end of the day, South by
Mm.
Southwest is about the underground, like somewhat rising up. And to me, what is more underground than unofficial? And so I even like,
Facts.
I think where I hosted interviews was at an unofficial show and it had dope people from mainstream and not. So like, I
Yeah.
don't think that limits anything. So that's really cool.
For sure. No, thank you. I'm just grateful that the opportunity came through because like I had planned. I was just gonna go gorilla with it. I tried to get on this official. I almost made it to the smoke out like I was in this.
Paused. It paused. A little frozen there. One second. Are you back? Nope.
Shit.
I hear you. I hear you, but you're a little frozen.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
there we go.
uh Shit.
You're back. So we were discussing oh, y- you were originally gonna do the smoke out. Unmute. You're muted.
My bad. So yeah, no, I wasn't like slated to do it, but I was in the tournament, and so I like I felt pretty good. I thought I had a pretty good shot, but shit just don't it didn't work out. So I was just I don't know if you caught that last part. I said it was just me, this DJ that I met down here, named DJ LC. I believe that's his name. I just want to make sure I get that right. But he's a pretty tight DJ that performed. He was with me during one of my sets at Originator Studios, and I felt like the chemistry was pretty good. So I was just gonna get him, and we was just gonna go out and just like I was just gonna make people see me and hear me. I was just gonna get into some shit. Like I was just gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Draw some attention to myself. But opportunity came through, so we're gonna rock with that and just try to make the most out of it.
That's good. Like at the end of the day, there's always another opportunity for next year. Like it's good to just always keep it moving. So, what did you learn through the process of doing 7 shows last year?
I mean, honestly, just practicing my performance and getting better at my performance. Like I think that's something that really stood out to me last year. I've never really been afraid to like public speak and be like up on stage in front of people. So like I didn't really have to worry about that. It's more so like my favorite hip hop artist is Ye, but my favorite artist of all time is Michael Jackson. And so for with both of them, excuse me, the preparation that they took for their performance. And my favorite athlete is Kobe. So like everything is preparation. Like all three of those people were all about practice and about making sure. Like Mike knew when I step here, when I spin here, I need to be in this spot to do it. You know, Ye knows like the lights need to do this, and Kobe knows I need to shoot it like this. Like they're very prepared. So I wanted to make sure that I did all my performances the same way. I practiced them the same way. I did my movements the same way, and just trying to find consistency and
Mhm.
like get better as a performer. Like that was like my biggest goal last year was to get better as a performer. So and I feel like I accomplished it. I feel like I made a lot of progress. I got a lot of good feedback. The reaction was always good from the crowd. Like there was only maybe one or two crowds where like they were kind of stiff, but they were just stiff in general. You feel me? So like it wasn't like a me thing.
Yeah, that's good. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's about the crowd, and you got to realize, like, there's always going to be a new person in the crowd. There's always going to be someone that's never heard a song before. So it's
Right.
to just always be good, and it's people are going to be spending money to come see whatever is performing, give them a show. So I think it's
Yeah.
that people like, I love when people realize, like, let's be our best selves so that others like have a good experience. Because at the end of the day now, there's so many ways attention can be divided, so like if someone
Yeah.
is giving you attention, you better make sure you're doing it good.
No, facts. Like that's just is the and that's like the whole thing for me. Like the fact that if it's a crowd of like 50 people, 60, 70 people, and then out of that crowd, I maybe get like two or three people that walk up to me and excuse me, and are like, hey, you like I fuck with your shit, like I fuck with your show. Like what's your Instagram? Like how long you been making music? Like they want to know about me. Like they're asking about like they heard one or two songs from me and now they're like interested in what I got going on. Like that means a lot to me and like I feel like if I can keep doing that, and I feel like a lot of the greats do that, if I can keep getting two, three people, three, four people at every show, and I'm doing 10, 15, 20 shows, now I got a fan base. I just made like 50 people. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like I just got a whole new crowd of people that know me now. I just got 50 new followers, you know what I'm saying? So like it's always been about baby steps for me and like just progress. As long as I'm making progress, then I'm good. I'm fine.
I love, like, I literally just said this with, I interviewed my cousin previously before this, and he was saying that
Mm,
too, saying like, I look at steps, I don't look at goals. And I
yeah,
literally like how I feel like I don't think anyone that is like, why am I not making it right now? Or it's like you're
yeah.
never gonna make it.
Nah.
You're always gonna think something like else is a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna cap. When I was younger, like you get caught up in it, especially when like people like when you're in high school and like I started doing music. I started rapping. I was rapping since I was younger, but I started doing music legitimately like my like senior year, freshman year of college, and
Mhm.
so and then I focused on school and graduated, did the whole like matrix thing, like the regular life, whatever. And then people after me started doing music, like people who graduated after me and they started like progressing further. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing those things, seeing people that you're the same age as or people who are younger than you, or you know what I'm saying, people who've been doing it around the same amount of time, get to a point that they want to be, and you feel like you're not at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to get caught up in that as an artist. Like we are sensitive and we can be egotistical at times, but when you like, I feel like I learned how to step outside myself and be like, okay, like it is more of a process. So everybody process is different. You know what I'm saying? What's for somebody is not for you. And a lot of artists say it. J. Cole said it. Kendrick has said it. Like a lot of artists, Kid Cudi talked about it. Like a lot of my favorite artists, Mac Miller, Kid Cudi, all them niggas, they didn't even pop. Isaiah Rashad, even niggas didn't pop till after they was 25. I'm
Yeah.
28 now. So a lot of my favorite artists didn't even get to my attention or the masses until they was like 27, 26, 28.
Oh, did it froze? No, this is good. No, I froze. There we go. We're back. We're back. Like what you were saying about like being a certain age to make it. Oh my, I feel like that's more like a pop and rap idea of like having to be young making it, because like I feel like there's so many like rock stars or like people that are musicians or producers that are older, and they've had so much years on them to like really give.
Damn, they do not.
What was that?
They don't want us to shine.
Mm, there we go. You have to unmute yourself.
They do not want us to be great, dude.
There
I
we go.
swear.
We're good. But like what you said about the age thing, like I think making
Yeah,
like I think it's such like a rap or like pop idea to feel like you have to be young to make it. And it's so
yeah,
silly to me too, because like I wish artists sort of viewed it like in all other fields of existence, like you're not gonna be a professional when you're young, usually, unless you have like nepotism or short
yeah.
stuff, so
Right.
just having that reality check of like it's like the people you see young making it, that's such a rare thing, and they have probably
Mm,
so much different financial support or don't have to worry about a wife, kids, there's so many other things to consider. And but I love that we're in a generation now that like I don't think we judge people too much on like age anymore or like how their looks are when it comes to music. Of course it's there like colorism or like
mm,
other things, but I feel like we're so much more open-minded to like listening to someone or looking at someone that's different. Like it's not even in music, it's like modeling now is way more open to like a thicker person or a shorter person. So I think
yeah.
if we keep that in mind, it's always good.
Nah, so I'm a millennial. Like, I mean, me and you aren't that far apart in age, so
Yeah.
we both remember like what modeling was. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
remember it's only you got to be what 6'2" and up, 6'1" and up, and you got to weigh less than like 120, like you like 110. Like you got to be like 90 now. Like that's crazy. Like all the time, like the motherfuckers was eating crackers trying to stay thin. Like that's crazy.
They're like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna eat these crackers every day. Like they
Like, bro,
way, bro.
I'm gonna if you're not gonna make it if you don't starve. Like just straight up. Like if you're like you're eating food, like what are you doing? Like you must not really want this then. You must not really want this because you're not dying of starvation. Like that's crazy, bro. So yeah, I'm glad that that's definitely one feel. Like I'm glad that modeling has gotten more like open to different body types and different like color tones. Cause that's it was either like you got to be coke white or you got to be like black. Like you got to be like black black. Like that's the only like you got to be so black to where you look like a person we've never seen before. And so then we'll put you on a billboard. But if you're just a regular like pretty black person, like or just a regular bodied pretty person, like there's no way. No, it's not happening.
I love that marketing is realizing now like there's every human on the planet and there's every audience for every human on the planet.
Like there was like two body types, dude. Like that's crazy.
Right? And it's not even just that, it's like the music too, because a lot of people's music, like Ice Spice, for example, right now,
Yeah.
would they push that 5 years ago if there wasn't TikTok? No. Like, but now there's an audience, you know what I mean? Like,
I was talking to my homies about this the other day. Like it's like the TikTok rap or TikTok music or whatever. So like I think there was a time where a lot of these same rappers probably with like the mid 2000s, the ringtones, like that was the same kind of vibe I get from these niggas. Like fucking Munch would have sold like a million rings. Like Munch would have went. You know how many you would have been in the grocery store? That nigga on Munch. You would have heard it all over the fucking at school everywhere. You would have like everybody's phone would have been a Munch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's she would have did crazy
yeah,
numbers during the ringtone shit. Like
yeah,
I ain't
like
gonna.
that's something that would have definitely crossed. I think so too. And she has a New York fan base, and New York fan base
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yep.
Like when I was
Nigga.
at work, like I was just chilling, like at this casting, we're just being extras. So it's a whole bunch, it's basically a day party. They played her so much, like I was like, oh, this is what it is. Like it's real.
Yeah, they like her, nigga.
Grown
They
people,
like
like
her, dude.
yeah.
Like New York, like fuck with her. Like it's not a meme. Like it's not a joke. They fuck
Yeah,
with her, bro.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean that she's got a legitimate push right now. I'm not a fan of it, but it's not even just her because I'm just not a fan of New York drill. Like that's just
Yeah.
not my style of rap. But it's popping. So shit is up. It is what it is.
What do you, if you could pinpoint the type of artist you think would be your like crazy fan base, if you could find it, what do you think it would be like?
Like whose fan base it would be like.
Yeah, if you had, if you grew to have just an extreme fan base, what would you describe your fan base like?
Uh, honestly, it would probably be a mix between it'd be a mix between Kid Cudi for sure. It'd be a bunch of sad niggas, facts. But it'd probably be a mix between Kid Cudi, J. Cole, because it would be a lot of working people. Because I come from a blue collar background, so yeah, I have a 4 year degree, but like my whole family, there's a lot of blue collar in that, and like I have a lot of those values. You know what I'm saying? Like hard work and like all that corny shit, like all that. Fucking. So yeah, and then just sprinkle in a little yay in there for niggas because they're gonna be weird. They're gonna be weird as fuck. So sprinkle that in, and then you gotta make songs for the ladies. So sprinkle them in too. So yeah, I feel like it'd be probably a mixture of those. And like it would be an eclectic group, a diverse group, a
Yeah.
group that come from different economics, and I think it would be a pretty good, like if it was a party, I think our ratio would be good. You feel me? Because I
Yeah.
think like I don't care how live a nigga is. I don't care what any rapper you name. No nigga want to go out on stage and see nothing but niggas. Nobody wants to see that.
That
Nobody wants to see that,
that
dude.
is an interesting point. And what do you, all right, so if that is true, if someone does have like a huge audience like that, what do you think their problem is? Like, why aren't they
Look, man, I think maybe they haven't tried to step outside of their box. It's possible because I imagine if I was a female artist, well, maybe it's different for female artists, but like I imagine a male artist. I can only speak from the point of view of a male artist. I wouldn't want my crowd to be all women either.
Mhm.
So, because like I feel like then the harder shit that I say may not be received. You feel me? So, like I would definitely want a good mix. That way, if I decide to switch it up and do a song that's just hard as fuck, then the niggas in there gonna feel it. But if I want to switch it up and start doing some melodic shit, then the women in there are gonna feel it too. So I like a good balance of both, for
Yeah,
sure.
I can definitely see it because I feel like women might. I don't know. I'm trying to figure. What do you think? Which one do you think is easier to naturally gain a half and half audience, a man or a woman?
I feel like it would be easier for a man to get a half and half audience. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Interesting.
But it also depends because I know like this and these aren't facts. It's just my personal opinion. But I just think if you were to survey like men, right? If you were to see like ask 10 men who like would you be willing to go to an Ice Spice concert? Would you be willing to go to a Megan concert? You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to excuse me, if you were to ask them like what female artist would you be willing to pay a ticket to go see? Excuse me, and if you're not with your girl, like if you would just go listen to this woman perform.
Okay.
Like I think those numbers would be lower than if you ask women which male artists, you know what I'm saying? Like that they would go see.
Okay.
Um Now I do think there's certain exceptions. I think that like in Ice Spice situation, like I think it's a geographical thing and the style of music. So like in New York, the niggas are gonna come out. They're gonna come out for any rapper because niggas are just have a different appreciation for rap up there. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be all female battle raps, like rap battles, and niggas be there. So I think if it's a New York artist, like niggas will pull up to see Remy Ma. They'll see her rap. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will pull up to a Nicki Minaj show. Straight men will put, and not because I know her. She has a large fan base of gay men, but straight men will pull up to see Nicki Minaj too. So like, but I don't think that same thing applies to a Meg Thee Stallion or in the South the vibe is just a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because the music is different. So
That makes sense. This is interesting. I really like the idea of thinking about like target audiences and marketing and segments. So your
yeah,
my analytical side is like, huh.
No, facts. Cause
But
that's where like your trade, what you like with the marketing and like seeing the trends and seeing like my PR was my degree was in PR, but like more so what you do as far as like I know you do a lot of digital marketing and like campaigns and like things like that. Like that applies to, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
those geographic locations, noticing those trends, seeing the key things that like this type of crowd like this and this type of crowd like this. Like those little things matter a lot.
it
And
does.
so, and that's another thing that I've been focusing on as well, like focusing less on the music. I already, and that's why I said I didn't feel like I was at my peak until now. I didn't feel like I was actually a cold artist until now because the music is gonna come, but focusing on the other things, like you can have a diamond, but if nobody believes you have a diamond, then it's just a lump of coal. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like you have to find a way to make people care, and that's what I've been working on, is figuring that out.
And right now you just came back from doing a music video. So that's like a way that you're like getting it out there, right?
Yeah, fact. So we just shot for the so my last project that I released was called Sensations. It was like my first R&B, like full R&B pop project. It's 4 tracks. It's on Spotify, iTunes, it's everywhere. We released that last year, and so we just been pushing that. I got like 24,000 plays off of that. So and like I said, I know that's not crazy for people, but for me, that's the most I've ever gotten like on a project. And so I just been pushing that. I just shot a visual for one of the singles, Flea, and then earlier this year we shot a bit, or last year we shot a visual for Door, which is the lead single off of there, and that was shot with nicely done visuals with Coach Tev. So he's a pretty popular artist out in Dallas. Him and Romy Ray, she's his like manager. She's like a talent. She just seek talent. Like she just has an eye for talent. She's cold.
Uh,
But yeah, so we just been trying to focus on visuals and performances, like giving people a product. Like you know what I'm saying? I had to realize that like you got to step away from that artist side. Like I just make music like it is a product, and I've been focusing on like my brand and like what that look like. Like you like what like that was a great question. What you was asking me, what does my crowd look like? You know what I'm saying? What do my fans look like? I've been thinking more about that in my head and like figuring out, okay, now what do I need to look like to them to attract those people? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and
So
maintain
that's what
them.
we're on right now.
I think maintaining
Yeah,
them is a huge thing. I think people like
right.
I listen to so many artists. I'm a huge like underground fiend. Like I will stalk the most underground person and try to find them, but then I will forget to follow them. I will forget to
Mhm.
like check back to see if they release something else. So I think it's
Yeah,
remembering how can I get this person to stay. And so one
right.
thing I talked about with my cousin before this interview is like creating contact lists, getting them to
Mhm.
actually follow on social media and check upon you. And so I think it's important that you're thinking like this. I think it's good that like you're also aware that like you have a product and it's not even just it sucks that we have to say that a song is also a product, but I think we should also, of
Yeah,
course, say that that's just a label of it because at the end of the day is art that needs to be like marketed. It's a
right.
product marketed. So it's good that like you have that awareness, and I think it's good that you're starting to make music videos. When do you think you're gonna release your music videos? Do you have like a set like rollout plan for it?
So, well, I don't have like an exact day, but I know for sure summer. Like, I really want to focus on like just consistency has been a big thing. Consistency and like that's been the most important thing to me, especially in these last few months. Like just with what I've been planning to do this year. So yeah, just summer. I know summertime. I'm gonna be pushing out a lot of content, and then also like not even just recorded content, but also just I'm getting more comfortable doing independent content and like doing, you know what I'm saying, posting videos where I'm doing, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck, acapella shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just singing, doing covers of songs or doing like like making reels and shit. Like I wasn't making reels when I first started Instagram. I wasn't doing that shit. So now I'm trying to like get more used to branding myself, basically. And a lot of people have a team. I don't have a team, so I just got to get all these skills myself. And shit, it's actually been fun. Like I'm actually enjoying it now. You know what I'm saying? Being on camera and like recording myself. Like
Good.
it's still weird. It's still hella weird, but I'm getting used to it. So
But it's like that's what a lot of artists I feel like talk to me about too, is like they just like to make the music. And so whenever they're like, I have to be on camera, I gotta do this and that, like I totally understand
yeah,
that people don't like doing that, and that's totally valid. Like I, for example, naturally I've always had a camera since I was a little girl. I would fuck like excuse me, I would like literally like how do I say it? Like I would just glitch pages and make
mm,
custom pages for people, and just like I was always into that. So naturally I was just good at certain things, and it some things just came to it, but other people are naturally good at one thing and then they're realizing, oh, I need that other thing. And so I
right,
have to think of the things I have to learn more, that I wasn't
mm,
naturally good at it. And it's like that balance. And then I feel like sometimes a team will come once they see like, oh, you do this, well, I naturally do this, let's just work together and I'll be on this side of things, you're on this side of things. And
right,
like I've
yeah,
had people like want to work with me on different things I've done, not this. And we didn't necessarily do best together, but we were friends. So it's like it doesn't
mm,
even necessarily have to be a friend or anything like that. It can just be someone, Joe down the block that's good. Digital marketing is now your digital marketing person. You know what I mean? So it's like
right, yeah,
I think it'll come naturally. Teams come naturally once people see what you're doing and then they reach out. So it's good to
yeah,
like what you're best at and sort of like step out your zone with the other things, because especially if you're trying to be a huge artist, you're naturally gonna have to like get comfortable with doing multiple things. Because if you look at Lil Baby, he be in campaign saying, hey, it's Lil Baby here to get a
no
page.
facts. No,
Right?
I've noticed that
He
about
doesn't
him
want to
too.
do
He's
that.
he's yeah, no, he's definitely his brand, like his marketing is like he shows a human side of him that I've known, and I feel like it's been more recent. Like I feel like it's like he was already doing that, but it was through it's QC. Like it was hard. Everything was just hard. A
Yeah.
lot of what I'm saying, a lot of whips, a lot of blunts. It was just lit. But like now he really be like, hey, I gotta I think I saw him do one for like the American Music Awards or some
Yeah,
shit.
he
Like
did.
he was on Saturday Night Live. Like he's like, hey, I'm a little baby, and this Saturday I'm gonna be on Saturday Night. Hey, I'm gonna be on like little baby. Like he's
No, you
becoming
don't
like
want to.
what I'm saying? Like he's becoming like a household name out here. Like
Yeah.
he's becoming like
He's
what
out
I'm
of
saying?
his zone, but like that he
So that's it's lit over there. They got a great plan over there.
because it's originally he didn't get like a Grammy. I watched his documentary and he originally didn't get like his Grammy. He wanted to perform, I think, and he didn't get it or something, or he wanted an award and didn't get it. And that's when he like
Yeah,
realized like I'm gonna hire someone to help me do choreo. I'm gonna do this and that because he just
yeah,
has that. It's good to have criticism because then now he's
mm,
developed, So it's good that you're
yeah.
thinking of like I want to start doing this and I want to do that. That's always a good step.
No, facts. I just realized that there's just a lot more to like having to step outside myself as an artist and put the PR hat on and realize and the one of the best things, like one of the great things that you said was maintaining the audience, like maintaining people. So like yeah, had a lot of people over the years tell me like, oh, I fuck with you. And we like and I think and we've talked about this before. I talk about this with a lot of creatives, like that whole like, oh yeah, we should link. Like, yeah, let's work. Like, yeah, I fuck with bro. I fuck with you, bro. Like, let's do something. Like, okay. And then a week later, I'm hitting you up. Like, what's up? Like, let's work on stuff. And motherfuckers is nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? So maintaining and I think the biggest lesson that I've learned, and it was kind of a hard lesson to learn, but it was really beneficial. And then and maybe you can relate. I think you could probably relate too, because you had a crazy year last year, and you probably gonna have a crazy one this year. So you can relate. But like you said, when people see just like moths to a flame, when people like if you do it, if you're gathering skills and you're starting to spark, it's just starting to hit nothing crazy, but people starting to see sparks over there. Then all of a sudden, yeah, people start to, hey, you ever thought about doing this? You ever thought about like people start coming at you with ideas and they want to work with you and shit. So, excuse me, like you said, that the team it'll come. Like I'm not stressed about it.
Yeah. I feel like even that idea is kind of like some people feel like, oh, I feel stagnant, or I don't know if this is gonna work. And it's just like, just do it. Like that's why I'm even
Yeah,
doing this, because originally I really had an office booked. I was about to just go downtown Austin, invite people over, but that limits me, you know? So I'm just like,
yeah,
I just need to do it because I've been saying I wanted to start doing interviews for literally a year. I know I've had so many other things going on with like modeling,
mm.
really was my focus for a bit. And then moving to New York was obviously that's a huge thing. So
Nigga, you really you walked New York Fashion Week, bro.
yeah, that was fun. That was
That's crazy. How did that make you feel? This is your second time, isn't it?
yeah, second time. And it was crazy.
That's
It was
crazy.
so like I originally had like six, honestly, like seven booked, but only three could make it.
Mhm.
Like they're literally humans that have their own things going on too, you know. So
Yeah, fact.
it was like it was such a reality check of like if something happens, it's such a blessing for it to happen. Like to
Yeah.
like up to the literal 5 minute mark of us walking out for one of the shows, we had problems going
Mhm.
on. Like literal like director running to get into the building to make sure stuff is going like it takes a village and like
So it really is as hectic, like as people have always, because you know in movies they always make the backstage at a runway show like it's always like fucking crazy, like it's
yeah
mad.
and our backstage was there's over like I I think there's at least over 15, I would say there's like 15 designers in one day. So it's
Mhm.
like around that. So them and then all their models of their team are changing back there and all of their
That's crazy.
like behind the scenes, we have behind the scenes coming back so people can get their behind the scenes. We have camera people that just follow certain
Mhm.
models or certain designers, you know,
Yeah,
that are changing
makeup,
and
hair.
fix up anything you can imagine, all just in a crowd is and literally I'm telling you, it's New York is the I was changing in a kitchen. I was changing in a kitchen of like
Well,
you know, it's in front of cooks. They're just seeing my body. I'm like, I don't care. I look good. They're not gonna say anything.
yeah, bro. I mean, shit. You finna hit the. Look, I got a job to do. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
No, so but I thrive off of that feeling. I love that feeling. And so
yeah.
I I fell in love even more because I was just like I
Mhm.
fell in love with the people out there to make it happen. I fell in love with the fact that people think once you step people don't realize you stepping out to the corner into the corner into the entire back of that is people going crazy. So it's like and
Mhm.
then you're out and you just look fabulous. And then you walk back and you're going crazy. I just love
No,
it.
fact.
I love
You
it.
gotta hurry up. You gotta hurry up and jump into your like.
Yeah.
It's like a very fast paced
And I
like I'm
love
sure the
that
energy is crazy. Like I'm sure
so good.
everybody's like I'm sure tension's high, but it's a good
Yeah.
tension. You know what I'm saying? Like people are excited. Everybody's just like we gotta
Very.
get this out. We gotta get it
Yeah.
going.
A
Yeah,
lot of
no, that's crazy.
ADHD minds work well there. So I have
Oh
like
yeah. Oh yeah.
mind. So in a different situation where I just have to be in an office and I'm just like so dead. But here I have 20 things to do. So I can do it and I do
Yeah.
it well. So it's
Mm,
about like finding an environment that's best for your brain. And I found
mm.
that environment that does well with my brain. And so I am itching to go back.
But what do you? So what do you? Cause I know like you're still trying to get better as a model, right? Like it's still something you plan on doing, right?
Yes. I've definitely
Okay. So what do you?
we
No,
have
go ahead.
a minute though. So
Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
step that up for another conversation.
For
But
sure. For sure.
um, I really appreciate you hopping on this call, and this was
Absolutely.
and hopefully like we can talk again whenever you release your new we can hop on a of course we're gonna talk about hop on another call whenever you do a music release.
Facts. Facts.